Breaking news, the massive manhunt for the suspect accused of shooting and killing 5 people has officially ended. Tonight, 38-year-old Francisco Oropesa is behind bars, charged with first-degree murder.
That search stretching about 20 miles, starting in San Jacinto County, where the shooting happened, and then to cut and shoot, where Oropesa was arrested, and now the Montgomery County Jail in Conroe, where he was processed tonight.
Now to video from Sky 2 taken within the last hour, showing the massive law enforcement presence in cut and shoot tonight near where the arrest happened.
And we have team coverage tonight for everything going on. KPRC 2's Devin Clark is live at Montgomery County Jail.
But first, we want to start with KPRC 2's Candace Burns near Cleveland with additional details on Oropesa's arrest and how authorities tracked him down. Candace.
Keith, investigators say Francisco Oropesa was arrested around 6:30 this evening in the town of Cut and Shoot. That's about 12 miles from where we are right now in the Cleveland area. Take a look at the video we captured of that arrest. We're told that task force agents arrested Oropesa. This follows an extensive 4-day manhunt involving more than 250 law enforcement officers, multiple local, state, and federal agencies, and numerous volunteers. In the photo we captured, you can see the suspect was shirtless when he was handcuffed and placed into what appears to be an SUV. We're told his arrest was made after a tip came in through the FBI's tip line around 5:15, and they arrested him shortly after that tip. Investigators say Oropesa was caught hiding in a closet underneath some laundry. At this time, they aren't sure how he got to Cut and Shoot, and they didn't say if he knew the people who owned the home where he was hiding. We do know that this search for Oropesa started after he went to a home and opened fire with an AR-15 rifle, killing 5 people, including a 9-year-old boy Friday night. Investigators say the shooting happened after one of the people in the home asked the suspect, who was their neighbor, to stop firing his gun in the front yard because it was keeping their baby up. Investigators call this an atrocious crime. They say they're happy that they were able to bring justice to victims and their families, and they're hoping this arrest brings the family some peace.
The victims and their families are in the forefront of our minds, and we're extremely delighted that the suspect was captured.
I hope that this will bring them some comfort and they could grieve.
Obviously, it's still very early in this investigation, still lots of questions that need to be answered. Investigators did tell us here that they are still talking to people who knew Oropesa and his family, both here in the United States and from his home country. Reporting live near Cleveland, Candace Burns, KPRC 2 News.
Candace, thank you. And our Devin Clark continues our team coverage live outside the Montgomery County Jail. That is where Oropesa has been processed by authorities tonight.
And Devin, you've been digging into Oropesa's criminal history. What have you found out?
Daniela, Keith, as Candace mentioned, because Oropesa was captured in Cut and Shoot, Texas, which is here in Montgomery County, he was brought here to the Montgomery County Jail to be processed. But we do know that within the past 45 minutes or so, he was taken back to San Jacinto County, where those alleged murders occurred. But meanwhile, as you mentioned, we are learning about a violent criminal history. According to the San Jacinto County District Attorney Todd Dillon, Oropesa's wife filed a protection order against him just last year, saying that he beat her back on June 14th. And earlier today, we heard from Sheriff Greg Capers about that.
The constable went to serve him in another county because he left here and never could make contact with the subject. Then a few days later, the victim went to the district attorney's office in our county and filed a non-prosecution statement.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement says Oropesa, who is a Mexican citizen, was in the country illegally. Officials say he was first ordered removed from the USA by an immigration judge in March of 2009. Then he was deported. But he made his way back to the U.S. and was deported again in September of 2009, then again in January 2012 after serving time for DUI. A fourth deportation happened in July 2016. And of course, a major question tonight is how Oropesa kept getting back into this country, how he had access to all of those weapons. Of course, as this investigation into his first-degree murder charges continue, we are expecting prosecutors to dig into that. Meanwhile, we do know, again, that Oropesa was taken from here, the Montgomery County Jail, to the San Jacinto Jail, where he is being held on a $5 million bond. Reporting live outside of the Montgomery County Jail tonight, Devin Clark, KPRC 2 News.
Devin, thank you. And we do not want to forget the true victims of this tragedy, the 5 shot and killed ranging in age from just 9 years old to 31.
And they include 9-year-old Daniel Enrique Lasso, 18-year-old Jose Jonathan Casares, 21-year-old Diana Velasquez, and 28-year-old Sonia Guzman, 38-year-old Julissa Rivera. There were 15 people inside of the house at the time of the shooting, and these 5 would never make it out. And again, we do want to go over this timeline for you of this senseless mass shooting. Friday, April 28th at around 11 p.m., San Jacinto County deputies were called to a home where 5 people were shot and killed, allegedly by Francisco Oropesa, who was angry after he was told by a neighbor to be quiet after firing off rounds from his AR-15 rifle in his backyard. According to survivors, minutes later, Oropesa came to his neighbor's house and started firing his weapon. Families say the women died while shielding 2 children who survived.
For 4 days, more than 250 law enforcement officers searched for Oropesa. Reward money topped out at $100,000 for any information that led to an arrest. Oropesa finally was arrested tonight in cut and shoot, who has been taken now to the Montgomery County Jail. He was charged with first-degree murder, being held now back in San Jacinto County on a $5 million bond.